Alright, hey guys, welcome back to the Bulba Squad. Today we'll be covering optimizing, collecting, and by extension investing in Modern. So I decided to go digging and figure out how exactly should you go about collecting in Modern, and because if you're a collector by extension you are kind of an investor, because one day you want to be able to sell them to either make profit or at least make a lot of your money back. So the reason it matters that you should optimize is because whenever you're a collector at your core, sooner or later you're going to want variants of a card, or at least more types of cards. So let's say you like something like this Butterfree here. You may decide to branch out into the base set and want to pick up the first edition Shadowless, Unlimited Shadowless, and then just Unlimited, all the variants, because you just really like that Pokemon. But what will end up happening is you're going to start having to pay quite a bit, because vintage is not cheap by any means. So you'll want to be able to collect modern because you can open it, it's cheap, it's the cheapest option you've got available, and it reminds you of your childhood. Whenever you were a kid, you used to open up packs, you used to might trade them, but mainly you would open them and you'd be happy if you pulled anything that was shiny, even something like this VMAX here. Or at the time it would be GX or EX, depending on what era. So what I decided to do was, for Darkness Ablaze, I opened up 2 cases, and then I opened up 42 of the bonus packs, which it was the 1 Sword and Shield, 1 Darkness Ablaze. And these were my results here. I was trying to generate a master set, and so at the end of it all, I managed to get 3 gold, actually 5 gold cards. No, it was 4. It was 4 gold cards at the end of it, because I got 2 turbo patches and 2 capture energies out of the same case. But where I opened them up, I was able to trade with people to get other cards I was missing. So I got this gold Colossal by trading one of my capture energies for him. But I wasn't able to trade the turbo patch for the Rillaboom, and I was unable to acquire him. But at the end of it all, I got 3 gold cards and 6 of the rainbow rares. I'm missing the Scizor VMAX rainbow rare, but as you can see, I got a fair amount of value for it, because here are my trainer cards, my VMAXs, my full arts, my Vs, and a few more Vs. I just happened to run out of top loaders. I had 200 and I thought that was enough. Guess not. So after all my expenses were said and done, one of my cases I opened up with another place. It cost me $380 because I only got to keep the shiny cards. So keep that in mind. That's part of the reason why my cost basis is a little lower. In my other case, I bought at basically MSRP, because I bought it straight from a local card store to support them. So $380 for the cheaper one, $650 for the other one, and then for my packs, I believe it cost me around $84. So all combined, about $1,100, give or take. That's a little rough math. Sorry if I'm off. So $1,100 for all this. I'm still missing a rainbow rare. I'm missing 2 gold cards. And if I remember correctly, I don't remember. No, that's it. That's all I'm missing. So those 3 cards I think are going to cost me $70, give or take, because the Scizor is about 20 bucks at the time of recording. The gold Rillaboom is about I think he was $30. He may be 25 now. He's been shifting around a lot in price. And then the gold Parasol I'm missing is about $11 to $14. So a fair amount, $70, give or take. So after all of that, I wanted to show you guys my results so you guys get a good idea of what it's like to open. 4 of my Scizor VMAXs, 3 Salamances, 3 Grimmsnarls, 2 Butterfrees, 2 Sensa Scorches, and 1 Eternatus. I did forget to grab him, but I actually got 3 of the Charizard VMAXs. Then I got a Pierre's, 4 Roses, Pokemon Breeder. Oh, 5 Roses apparently. I just sorted them poorly. 3 Kabus. I managed to trade for all of the full arts. I only really got copies of the Sense of Scorch, the Stunfisk, and Houndoom. And then I'm not even going to bother going through the Vs because there are a ton of duplicates, not to mention these. So at the end of it all, I wasn't able to complete a master set, but I did go through and decide to evaluate what would my cost basis have been if I decided to just purchase every single card in this set outright from the beginning when the prices were inflated because the set wasn't officially released. And it's about $700 for everything. Even with the Charizard at its ridiculous price of $250, which is, it's a fair bit cheaper than this option. Even if I were to have purchased both of my cases and all of my results were the exact same at the $380, which is unlikely, may have been better, may have been worse, I don't know. It's all gambling at the end of the day. It still would have ended up being $80 more expensive than buying them outright, and I wouldn't have gotten to keep my bulk because that's the trade-off. The person I buy from keeps all the bulk, and so overall it is just way cheaper to buy all of the cards outright. From every set I've been able to see, one of the few exceptions would be something like Hidden Fates, but the next time we may see that arise would be with Shiny Star V, but we don't know anything about that set as of yet. So, the solution I ended up coming up with for the middle ground, you should realistically try to open up 3 boxes, because within 3 boxes, of course you're going to get a couple of duplicates of these Vs, because look at them, there's just so many of them. So many duplicates of everything. But you'll have a fair chance at a Rainbow Rare, maybe 2, because you get about 1 per 1.5 boxes, it's close to 2, and then I calculated these out at about 2, you get 1 in every 2.5 to 3 boxes, give or take. So you'll have a fair chance at filling in some of these nice holes. You'll be able to collect the VMAXs, some full arts, you'll get about 2 or 3 per box. And then your Vs, you'll have plenty of them. You'll be able to gather almost all of them, so the intrinsic value will be really good for them. But once you get past 3, now you start really trying to snipe specific cards you want, and you do not want duplicates like I got. And so let's say so that is the best option, but let's say you decide to go ahead and just open kind of in the same way that I did. I would not recommend doing this. This was just an experiment for me. But if you decide to open it, you want to optimize it, you can, but it's going to be a lot more effort than if you decide to go the route I had mentioned before, because then you'll have a master set. And so long as you pick a good binder, I would recommend getting silica packets. Yeah, silica. So that way moisture doesn't get into it, and make sure it's sealed tight. So that way your cards don't get bent, they don't get damaged by moisture, and make sure they're in a decently cool room. Doesn't have to be like 60 degrees, just make sure it doesn't get above like 75, because then it'll damage the cards. And you have a nice solid investment. But so sorry, I lost track for a minute. So, oh man, I had to re-record this because I got so off track last time because of this. Okay, so what I was saying is salvaging, if you decide to open up like I did, you'll have to essentially make sure you get the biggest submission you can to keep your cost basis as low as possible for those $8 submissions, or maybe if you could get a better one, $6. I'm not sure what the lowest possible rate you can get if you have a really good built-up relationship with PSA. But you'll have to put in a lot of work. You have to put in a whole lot more capital to make sure all of these cards get graded, hope they grade high, and then try to sell them. But then you run into another risk. Right now with PSA, you are looking at about 7-month turnaround times using with the biggest submission, which is what you want to do, because again, you want to keep your cost basis as low as possible. So in that time frame, let's say I send these in and a bunch of people decided to pay for expedited grading, the prices of these could drop from what they are now. They may be higher. I don't know what'll happen in 7 months. A lot of stuff can happen in 7 months. As we all know, Hidden Fates reprinted really fast, so random things can happen. We even had the Ultra Prism reprint that came out of nowhere. So overall, it's risky, but you are able to optimize it and come out in the black because Pack Fresh, all these cards have really good. They all have really good quality now. You don't see a whole lot of crazy off-centering. Sorry for the glare. I need to get myself a better lamp one day. But I do think, in summation, you should try to just open up 3 boxes so that way you can get your hit. We all need to open up products sooner or later. It's the hobby. It's fun. It's great to open up products. I would be lying if I said I did not love opening up all of the packs in my cases. But you still want to keep that cost basis down because you're going to want to collect more cards at the end of the day because I'm a Gyarados and Magikarp collector. Despite me loving the Gyarados from Crimson Invasion, I'm not going to go open 3 boxes of Crimson Invasion and hope that I get the card or or even more boxes because it's complete RNG. We have no idea how many boxes it can take. Whenever I could just purchase it outright, I might end up paying more than if I were to open a box and get really lucky, but I've solidified that cost basis and all the money I would save from not opening, I could then decide to continue saving it up and then put it towards my Neo Revelations First Edition Magikarp and Gyarados. Because that is the goal. You want the most variety for your collection because I know some people like having duplicates of cards, but I know it's way more satisfying to have a lot of variety in it. I may love Rose because he was one of the best parts of Sword and Shield, arguably the best part, but I don't want 5 of him. He's a gorgeous card. I'm happy I pulled him and the Rainbow Rare, but I would rather have another Cosmic Eclipse trainer that I'm missing. So that's my point, but I realized a lot of people haven't fully explored all their options or didn't consider it. So the fact that I opened up essentially 13 booster boxes and I could show you the results, and on top of that, these results are a little different because I was able to trade with people, which is a little more difficult now with eBay running around. Now you get to see. I hope that this was helpful to you guys, that maybe some of you saw this and it never occurred to you that you could optimize it not just for collecting, but for or not for investing, but for better collecting. And if you guys disagree, just say why in the comments. I'd be interested to hear y'all's opinions. If this helped you guys, I would love for you guys to tell me that, so that way I could perhaps cover other little subjects like this. I was unsure if I should cover this because some people aren't exactly open to the idea that you should optimize collecting and prioritize saving money over fun, but I think they go hand in hand. So, thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time.